UTC. Hello, everyone. This is Fashaya. Oh, I don't have my lips on. Let me see if I got some lipstick laying around. Hold on. Ha! Here we go. Y'all know I can't talk without my lips. Hello, everyone. This is very much an unplanned scoped. Y'all, I'm still sleepy. Sorry. So let's just hey boo, I got my lips on. Thank y'all for the hearts. Look, I ain't even said that. Y'all give me hearts already. Yay! I'm gonna give everybody a chance to come in, cause y'all know I be looking like I got Tourette's and stuff when I'm sitting up there talking. I'm like, hey, Kylie. Hey, y'all. Greetings, love and light, peace and blessings, bliss and abundance, all that good stuff. Hey. So, Kylie, y'all, my puppy out here. I'm apologizing in advance because she probably gonna be barking at nothing. But because it wasn't planned, I didn't put her out of my room. So, let me tell y'all this. This is what I've been wanting to discuss for a while. But today it's just been like riding my back. So, let me do all my little swipe and share if you want to invite your followers, whatever. Okay, so this is the thing. So, I've been wanting to talk about, thank y'all, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Honesty in our community. So, what I want to talk about is, and I did something similar to this a while back when I talked about love, light, and immeasurable darkness on that one. But in our community, the conscious community, which y'all know I hate that phrase, but y'all, there go my Viber every time. But what I want to talk to y'all about is in the conscious community, how we are not allowed to be fully honest. We're definitely not encouraged to be fully honest. What I mean by that is we have situations in our community, right? So we have situations of poverty, as Elisha talks about poverty, of poverty consciousness is what she calls it. And a lot of times we have issues of teaching from places and teaching on things that we haven't been victorious over. Hola! And so what I wanted to talk about, but congratulations on the move. What I wanted to talk about is being able to be honest. So in our community, I don't have my glasses on, I just sat back. So y'all out of view right now. But what I want to talk about is how in our communities, when our lives are falling apart, we don't really get to say that. So I know a lot of people whose relationships are on the rocks, whose finances are on the rocks, who are depressed, and they on my bedside table, I can still see a little bit, whose mental health is on the rocks. And a lot of times, it's almost like in church. A lot of our stuff is church dressed in kente cloth. Well, we're not given space to be honest. And so we can't, And so we can't, I guess I can see better than I thought. And so we're not allowed or encouraged to be honest. And so then we don't heal from those things. So when you, when you are in a bad place, we don't give space to be honest. We don't give space to say, listen, like, okay, I always give the example of you go to church and you like, hey sis, good morning, how you doing? Blessed and highly favored of the Lord, thank you. But you looking at this lady, she got a black eye. Or you done got to church gossip and you know that her marriage is about to end. Or their lights got cut off. You know what I'm saying? And we're not taught, I don't even think, maybe this ain't even a conscious community. Maybe this is just our community, period. Whatever spirituality we practice, but we're taught to always be love and light. You know, blessed and highly favored of the Lord. Whatever the right answers are. And I want to change that, and I think that's why I'm so transparent with y'all. I think that's why, even when people tell me, you have such a perfect marriage, no, the hell I don't. I love my husband, and we choose each other every day. Yeah. Oh, that fake it till you make it. Oh, can't stand it. But it's like, I have a wonderful marriage, yes. But it's because we choose each other. It is not because we don't have issues. Because you got two grown-ass people. Because I'm 38, and... Am I 38? Shit, how old am I? I think I'm 38, I'm pretty sure. My husband's 44. Anyway, however old we are. Whatever. Look, so the thing is that you had two grown people that got married to each other. So, yeah, okay, thank you. So, you bring two grown people with all that life that they've lived together, any people really, and you try to put them in a relationship where they're around each other a lot, and they're, in this, I ain't gonna say forever relationship, because sometimes I don't like to put people in a situation where they feel like marriage has to be forever, because it doesn't. From a divorcee, a happily divorced woman and remarried woman, but we don't give people space to be honest. If you're well, because this ain't what I thought 38 felt like when I was younger, so I don't feel 38, whatever that means. But we don't give people space to not be okay. We don't give people space to say, my money funny. We always have to cover it with something else. We always have to pretend like it's something else. We don't get to have, breakdowns. Like, we don't, so it doesn't give us space to say, you know what? I need a moment to myself. I know that we were supposed to be doing this and that and the other, but I can't today. I'm just not in a good space. I'm not, peace. That I'm not in a good space. And to be able to heal each other from that, for us to be able to heal each other from that. And we can't heal each other from that because we're not honest. And so when people are talking about my scopes and they're like, oh, thank you so much for being honest, or my YouTube videos, thank you so much for being honest. I appreciate the compliment, and I'm glad that it helps you all. But part of the reason that I'm so transparent is that I want to be able to give you permission to do the same thing. Like, I want you to see that nutball is completely telling us all her business, and nothing happened to her. Nothing went wrong. Like, I want y'all to know, I want y'all to know that it's doable. That who gives a shit what people think about whatever my situations are. I have been, and I've told y'all this, I've been through depression and things like that, and I didn't tell people why I was in it because I didn't want to hear the stupid shit that they had to say. But I try to make sure that I tell y'all, when I tell y'all, oh, we went through this horrible period, because I'm pretty sure I told y'all this, because I've told other people this, that when we went through that shit with our neighbors next door, I literally, I went through a moment, not on purpose, but where I could have literally ended up like our dear sister Whitney Houston, because I was drinking a bottle of wine every night with about 4 times the regular dosage of melatonin, and I wasn't trying to kill myself. That was not my intention at all. I just wanted to sleep, and I was so consumed with what was going on that was the only way that I could sleep. And I thought about it after the fact that, girl, you could be dead right now. Like, my kids could have found my body. And one time I had to go somewhere, and I had an anxiety attack so bad that I really thought that I was having a heart attack. And I literally was telling myself, do not die. You cannot die on this sidewalk. You got to make it home to your kids. I literally thought I was having a heart attack. And so I tell y'all this stuff, not even to get a cookie, not to get like oh, you're so awesome. Listen, I'm glad that, some of y'all think that, but really, I could give a shit. I'm here for the ones who need to hear that. I'm here for the ones who need permission to be open and honest, to see that that's how we heal. Yeah. That's how we heal, and that's how we get the things that we need to get from our sister circles and from ourselves. Now, I don't say that you should tell everybody, because everywhere isn't safe. But y'all, please, 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 please find people, somebody that you can talk to and be honest with. Somebody who ain't gonna have no judgment for you. Somebody who's been through whatever it is. What's up though? Somebody who can relate, and even if they can't relate, they can listen and let you be in that space. Because sometimes when we're in a bad space, you know, people like, oh, well, just pray. Oh, well, here's this mantra. Oh, well, and they trying to make you be deep and shit. But I'm like, bitch, I'm mad. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I can take my neighbors out. And I ain't feel bad about it. I still don't feel bad about it. That's just where I was at the time. And even us carrying guilt about having a full range of emotions. That's something I've been working on myself with lately, is being able to have a full range of emotions. Because I do think that sometimes, well, I had a discussion, and one of y'all told me, and some of y'all was telling me too, that because I process through my emotions, like I make a conscious effort to process through my emotions, I don't really revel in them too much. But just even y'all telling me that, it helped. But I couldn't have got that help from y'all if I hadn't been honest. If I hadn't said, y'all, my husband said, listen, come on, ride that train. Ride it. Come on, ride. You know that song? But if I hadn't been able to be honest, I wouldn't have gotten the answers that I needed from y'all to help me understand that maybe it's not that I'm broken. Maybe it's not that I'm messed up. You know, even with our sisters and brothers that are teaching on financial, you know, abundance and whatnot. A lot of times, a lot of times, people that are teaching on financial abundance, when you know them in real life, they got a black card that they buy their food with. I call it a black card just because it has basically unlimited money on it. You know, the food stamp card, whatever it's called where you live. And I don't have a problem with to be honest, I wouldn't mind it. I look at it as reparations myself. And I've had one, and I've been on WIC, and I've done all those things. So I don't hate on the people with the EBT card. That's what we call it here. However, if you are dependent on someone else or some other entity for your financial abundance, if you're not independent with your financial abundance, then I would just prefer that you not tell me how to be financially abundant. Okay? If you are, it's this one brother in the community, it's damn near unlimited to me. Shit. When I had one, I felt like I was going in, throw it with the two fingers, I hand it to the cashier like this, him. I'd be like, him, take this. I was uppity with mine, you know? But it's like, that's probably not an area that you should talk about. There's a brother in the community, well, I don't personally claim him as being part of the community, but whatever. And y'all know I don't call names, but he squats in like abandoned houses. Like he squats in, foreclosed houses and stuff with his plethora of wives and children. Sir, you can't tell me about financial abundance. You don't even have like a tiny house, them little cute tiny houses and stuff. You don't have one of those. You don't have one of those little eco houses where you're literally squatting in somebody else's misfortune. You know, because that house was foreclosed on and that's where you're living. You're kind of living in that energy because you're squatting, you know, somewhere like that. But, you know, with relationships, y'all, we get to have fucked up areas in our relationships as long as we can heal from. One of the things that I missed out on when I first got married was having a sister circle of women who understood that, right, who understood what marriage was like. So I didn't really talk to anybody about my marriage. So sometimes I'd be looking at my husband like, you gotta be fucking nuts. And then I found out he wasn't nuts. He was normal. But I didn't, everybody, you need manifest one. You need a sister circle. Everybody, they are essential. They are vital to your literal heartbeat, to your blood flow, to your breath. Yeah, and so the thing is that it's like I needed those sisters around me, so not so we could bash our husbands. That's not what was going on. But we were talking about, yeah, my husband do this too, girl, it drive me nuts. Well, mine do too. And what I realized, it made it so easy to realize and remember that I married an awesome man. And of course, it's shit that he do to get on my nerves. I'm sure it's shit I know for a fact it's shit I do to get on his nerves. But we choose each other every day, and see, that's the honesty. Because when people talk about, oh, black love, and I'm like, yeah, but hey, how you doing, Mississippi? M-I, cricket letter. So, but it's like giving people space to be honest, to say that I'm having this issue, and not have somebody with the, well, girl, if I was you. No, I don't need that. Sister circles are also good for being able to make them phone calls when all you doing is cussing because you mad. I tell y'all, one time I had to call EI because, the stuff next door had happened and whatnot. And the conversation started with, bitch, listen, you got to put your raggedy shit to the side because my shit raggedier than yours. That's how the conversation started. And I didn't have any judgment thrown on me. I didn't have any, you shouldn't talk like that. You should just do this mantra. You should just, didn't nobody want to hear that. It's just like in the church when you had an issue, they give you this scripture. And I'm like, sometimes just let me be mad for a minute. Let me express this full range of emotion. Let me feel what I'm feeling. And then after I fully feel it and fully honor it, then I can be love and light. But for a minute, you be immeasurable darkness. And that's okay. Let me cry. Let me curse. Let me do what I need to do. And you just be there for me ready when I come out. Listen. And so the thing is that, it's like, yeah, then you can find your mind. When you've had time to process it, but we don't give each other space for that. We want everybody to be love and light and all this shit. And it's not healthy. And a lot of times when women around me are upset, we've gotten into this texting thing, this texting and literal text communication rather than hearing each other. I will tell y'all that, God, here we go. Oh, I can't, never mind. Okay, there we go. There you go. Hey, Bookie. There you go. Okay, now you can shut up. So, we go through this whole thing of, he made me completely lose my train of thought. But being able to fully experience all these things, and texting. So when sisters are communicating that they're upset through text, most of the time, especially if they're close to me, I need to hear you. And I tell people, I tell people very quickly that I just need to hear you. Like I need to talk to you, not so I can tell you what to feel, not so I can judge what you're saying, but just so I can make sure that you're okay. Because this strong black woman bullshit that has been thrust upon us and that we have welcomed in with open arms, it ain't good, y'all. Excuse me. And a lot of our sisters are literally dying because people think they're okay. Yeah, it is. People think that they're okay. There was a sister, and I'm not going to call her name because I can't remember her name, but there was a very successful sister in the community, whatnot, and they found, I think she took pills and killed herself. But she killed herself, and everybody was like, oh my God, what happened? I wonder what was going on with her. Da, da, da. And I'm not saying it's anybody. That when you know somebody, yes, when you know somebody is upset when you know that they're not behaving in a, yes, we do need touch. When we know that they're not behaving in a way that they normally would, at least try to reach out. And I always ask, do you need me to, like, even when women reach out to me, do you want me to give you advice, or do you just want me to listen? Because sometimes you just need, sometimes you just need somebody to say what you got to say in a safe place. Now, if you're the one saying what you have to say, just for your sister's energetic safety, is to let her know what it is that you need to do and suggest to her before I start. If she's somebody that doesn't know to clean herself off after, before I start, let's go. I'm gonna come back to that. Before I start talking to you, because what I'm saying is, is from a place of anger or frustration, whatever. Do you have some sage or Florida water to clean yourself off after I get done? Because I keep getting in readings that I don't clean myself off enough. Because I'm supposed to clean myself before and after clients, before and after even doing stuff like this. So yeah, I'm not very good or persistent about doing it. I just looked at my bell, so I just do. As far as not being able to connect with women, it can be very, very different. But what I would say, sis, I think that was the sister from Mississippi that said that. What I would do is put out an all call on Facebook. I know them, and get in some of these groups where you see that women are like you. Do a roll call. Excuse me, and ask them, hey, is anybody from Mississippi, or do you have any sistren in Mississippi that I can connect with? And that's if this is the lady from but really put out that all call. Now, you ain't lying. And so one thing I told somebody else is, depending on where you are, yeah. Oh, hey, baby. So the thing is, too, I was telling a client is you also want to check where you are, because you don't want to pull people. If you're not in a good space, you don't want to pull your tribe with that energy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to. If you're doing a lot of self-work, the kind of self-work you don't want to pull to yourself, this might be a time for quiet. This might be a time for you to be at a pause. Somebody. Y'all, I'm just so convinced that we don't have desires that the universe is not willing to fulfill. I am just that. So there's somebody, there is. We're going to have like a sister circle manifestation for the sister circle thing. Yeah, and so, but being able to have that, you know what I'm saying? But being able to do your self-work, because sometimes you are at a pause. There have been moments in my life where I didn't have a sister circle. And it was since I did the healing, my issues that I had with women that really, hear me clear, my issues that I had with women was really my own issues. So when I was like, I don't do chicks, I don't do bitches, cause these hoes out here, yeah, I was that girl. So when I was in that space, that was really just me. And then once I was conscious, I had a sister circle that reflected where I was. And so don't think that your sister circle can't change. Because my sister circle at the time, I was very in need of teaching. I was very in need of guidance. And so my sister circle that I pulled to myself, I became the teacher, I became the guidance. I was pulling where I was. So now that I'm more balanced, yeah, I know. I've been there too. Yes. And so now that I'm more balanced, I have pulled those kind of women. And the thing is that others have fallen by the wayside. Now, I ain't saying it don't hurt, because it hurt like a motherfucker when you lose your sisters. It don't matter how raggedy they were, it still hurts. And so, but just understand that as you change, your circle very well might change too. It is very likely, highly likely, especially if they are not growing in the same direction, or sometimes not growing at all. You know, so sister circles do change, and that's okay too. But we have to be honest about this stuff. Relationships change, they morph, they outgrow each other. Sometimes they just grow in different directions. Sometimes you into stuff that your sister circle ain't into. But I just want to invite you all to be honest about where you are. I want to invite you all to feel like, yeah. But it's a pause. It's just a pause. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to invite you all to be open and honest. And especially when it's something that you've healed from, don't be scared to tell the story. Some of my stories that I've told with the most trepidation, with the most fear of being judged, are the ones that people are. Those are the ones that people inbox me about. Those are the ones that people say, "Oh my God, I got so much from that," you know. And I was sitting over there shaking like a damn leaf about to tell that story. But those are the ones that have made a difference, and that's generally the case. I just got an inbox today. Yeah, I understand. I did on abortion and miscarriage. And she was just talking about, her set of emotions around her experience. And it just made me feel good for her to tell me that helped her, that freed her up in the area, to see that we all deal with it and handle it differently. Some people feel absolutely no guilt. Some people, some people feel enormous guilt. Some people feel guilt about not feeling guilt. Some people feel guilt about feeling enormous guilt. And peace. And so the thing is that you wanna just make sure that you're not keeping your lessons to yourself. Because in my mind, I always think, what a waste if you keep your lessons to yourself. What a waste if you cry those tears and you don't save another sister from crying the same tears because you were in. It's not the conscious community, because the whole point of being conscious is being aware. We can't be aware if we keep lying. We can't be aware if we acting like we have what we don't have, if we're acting like we have treaded and become victorious in areas that we have not treaded on or been victorious in. And so that means that we do need to re-examine the conscious community. And the other thing is, I love men. My man is, my man specifically, my son specifically. But we cannot let them dictate to us what our story should be. We cannot let them dictate to us what our words should be, what experiences we should tell, because they are not theirs. Okay? I am a firm believer that if we can heal as women, that we will literally change the entire foundation of what we're dealing with right now. If we can really embrace our autonomy, our self-governance, if we can really embrace our journeys, which means mistakes and things like that, it will make all the difference in the world. 351. So the thing is that, hold on, y'all. So the thing is that we cannot let other people tell our stories. My story is mine to tell. It's not for, babe. That is loud. Can you? Why are you barking at him? Crazy? The dog is nuts. So anyway, but those are not their stories to tell, and I think that that's the value of the sister circle too, and the red tents that we have, and the different gatherings that we have. That's the value of it. And don't be afraid. I know Jamila has an awesome Facebook group Jamila, if you still in here, will you post your Facebook group if you want to? I didn't see. Hey, Mishara. But Jamila has an awesome Facebook group that is online that she's very active in and people are very active in. It's very freeing. As far as learning, since Omisharo just came up, there you go, Vibrant Journey. Omisharo's Moons, and Magic is also available online, and it is based on sisterhood. It is literally, she always calls it a sojourn, a journey to me of sisterhood, of building. It's almost like you come out like it's a sorority. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, awesome. So it's like it's a sorority. You all go through those things together. I am going down to Atlanta so I can be face to face with my sisters down there. Thank you. Next one starts in May, y'all. Be ready. It is worth it. But it's like you have that bond. So like the people that I'm going through it with right now, that's forever my crew. Like, and I am connected to the others in M3, but it's almost like a sorority. You're connected to the women, overall. So there's like this huge M3 family, but I'm connected to my particular group too, just like a sorority. So you got deltas, but then you had a deltas of university, and that's their particular crew. So that's who they crossed over with. So that's the same thing that we have. So they're all the internet has made it very conducive to sister circles for those who don't have them in your area. But again, I'm so convinced that it's some sisters in your area that are thinking the same thing. So do a roll call. In the groups that you're in, do a roll call. See who's in your area. They may be a city or town away, but I really believe they're there. I really do. Because black folk, we everywhere. So, yeah. I really believe that. I do. So, anyway, I just wanted to come in and, I just, because I believe that the universe is abundant, is, even when I was in Christianity, I told people, they coming. I told people that I just didn't feel like I would have a desire. At that point, I said, I don't feel like I would have a desire in my heart that God is not willing to fulfill. And I still feel that way. I don't feel like I have these innate desires, these desires that I was literally born with, for them not to be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see, I don't know. I don't see that, God or the universe is that way. It would be like, I think that's a twisted concept that I would have a desire and not have it be fulfilled. I think that I have to get in alignment. I have to be very clear. I have to make sure that I'm in the place that I need to be in to pull it to myself. But I just don't believe that there are innate desires. We need to be hugged. We need to be touched. We need to have that connection. We need our sisters. Like, we need each other. So there's no way in hell for me that this other sister out there, that need the same thing is not there. I can't believe that. I want to say something else to bring comfort, but I just really feel like it's other people that's there. Yeah, my spirit won't let me say nothing else. Because I'm a hugger. I love hugging. I love sitting entirely too close. Especially when people have like big old wide hips. I sit really close. Because it's that mother that, maybe it's that Cancer in me that likes to be nurtured and likes to nurture. But I sit entirely too close, so y'all be warned. I sit entirely. I remember you was my close sitting buddy. So when we meet in real life, we're going to sit entirely too close. So I hug. I sit really close. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. Because the first time I met her, she didn't even like being really close. And I didn't know. Like, I guess I could have asked. But I didn't even know. And I literally, like, almost sat in her lap. And she let me do it. And she told me later, she was like, you are the only person I've ever let sit that close to me when I first met him. I was like, oh. But, yeah. So, I do. I like sitting that close to people. And I love hugging people. And I do think we need that connection. So, yeah, I'm a close sitter. I be doing the most. But anyway, hey. So, That's probably what it is. But people usually let me do it though. They usually let me sit too close and usually let me hug too long and all that stuff. So, but anyway, I just wanted to offer that tonight. I wanted to offer, to invite you all to be fully honest. Of course, in a place that you feel safe, but be fully who you are. Be fully where you are. And then that'll allow you to process it and move on to the next thing. Well, and I like squish. I like hugging people that are meaty. But be fully who you are and be where you are. Feel it, embrace it, roll around in it. If you pissed off, be all the way pissed off. Don't be scared of your anger. If you're sad, be sad. But be in that place fully and acknowledging and honoring it gives you space to move forward. If you are in need of abundance, financial abundance, be there. Learn how to work with the money that you have so that when your abundance comes, you know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? That you know how to handle it. Sometimes that's why we in the space that we in. Can you be a good steward over a little so that you can be a good steward over much? Sometimes that's just where we are. I done preached to myself right there. Because the thing is that I tell other people, I done made other people way more money than I made myself. Because I didn't want to embrace it myself. I knew what the answers was. I knew how to walk you through it. But then I had to figure out that I had a bad relationship with money. I had guilt behind money, y'all. Like major guilt behind having too much money. And I was self-sabotage. And I didn't realize it until maybe midway last year that that's what it was. So I would sabotage myself. I wouldn't pay attention to it. I had guilt behind people paying me for what I had worked for, for skills and things that I worked for. So, y'all, I have done more free work in my life than any one person should. And now I'm not. And I don't feel bad about it. I do still struggle with it every now and again, especially when it's people that I know and that I love. But what I've understood is for the people that I know and love, there needs to be an energy exchange. The folks in Georgia are the queens of dashing. I don't know if y'all have heard that where y'all live, but it means that even if it's something that we just kind of are exchanging with each other, you dash. You give them a little something. You give them some kind of energy exchange. So even if the payment is not required, you just, you dash them a little bit. And it keeps for lack of a better word, it keeps your financial karma clear, right? Because I gave you something in return. And if you don't have money, it might be a service. It might be, it could be a word. If you're intuitive, it could be anything. If all you got is a hug, make it a good one, sugar. But have that, look, hug. I was so excited to meet everybody in Atlanta, though, seriously. Oh my gosh, I was so hyped. But that's why I want to come back to a class too, because I was working and I felt like, I ain't get to hug them as long as hard or as well or whatever. So I do want to come to a class so I can hang out with y'all or whatever. So anyway, but that's all, y'all. I just want to encourage y'all to know that your honesty is not going to be the end of you. It could very well be the beginning of you, and it could also be a good meal, some good medicine. Some good healing balm for another sister. Yeah, always grease the palm a little bit. And so it could be something that's very helpful and healing for another sister. For us to give back and forth and for us to be honest. If this is all I have to offer you, then I pray that it be enough. Because hopefully, prayerfully, manifestingly, that this will free somebody. Because that's what I'm here for. I want to free you all. I want to give you permission to be your full self. Unapologetically so. Your wild self. Your pharaoh self. The little girl who used to climb the trees, who sat with her legs wide open, who chewed on a piece of grass and spit it out and didn't feel like that's not ladylike. Who got dirty, who did whatever, she wanted to do. And so, yeah, as wild as you want, as wild as you can handle, as a matter of fact. Even with our sexuality, being who you are with that. Everybody not monogamous. Everybody does not want to be married. Everybody don't want children. We got all these rules that other people gave us. Now, of course, take care of yourself. Of course, be safe and do those things, because I don't want you to shorten your life. However, we are not all cut from the same fabric. And if you look at our different cultures on the continent, we are not homogenous. There are many cultures who have multiple husbands. There are many cultures who have no husbands at all. It's just where your head late at night. That's who your lover is for the night. Don't nobody know who the hell that baby daddy is, but the community takes care of those children because that child could be anybody's. Indigenous ways of life have multiple ways of being. Do what works for your heart. Do what works for your spirit. Do those things. You see what I'm saying? Do those things that uplift you. Do those things that feed you. Your life and all those things should be like a healing balm for your soul. And so if it doesn't feel that way, change it. Change it. One of my mantras that I gave my most recent coaching client is fuck them. Fuck that. No, it's fuck that. That's her mantra. Fuck that. That's one of hers. And the other one is, her other one is do what you will, harm none, but take no shit. So, yeah, it's fuck that. That's her mantra. That's one of her mantras. It's fuck that. And I'm so serious about it. So periodically, that's what she's supposed to do. Yeah. That's what she's supposed to say. She can say it as loud as she wants to, but we'll be talking. She be like, yeah, fuck that. And she say it with authority. Authority, that thing give me chills. She be meaning that. So, okay, for real, I'm here to go. Lord, y'all internet must be dropping. Hey. So anyway, I love y'all. Wildness to you all. Peace, bliss, abundance. I have heard that, and I love it. You are most welcome. Thank y'all for y'all support. It means the most, because one time I did a scope, and I ain't no scope. My periscope was down, but I was like talking to myself, and it almost drove me nuts. Like, I felt lonely without y'all. I'm so greasy. This oil will keep my skin young. Thank you. I love y'all. Oh, double.